Hello and welcome to my Blender to Unity Tower Defense game tutorial, and in this part we're going to create waves of enemies that are actually going to run along those paths. So let's get started. Okay, so after a fair amount of hunting around on how to fix this problem with rotation, what I decided I would actually do is fix this, go back and kind of hack it through Blender. So what we'll actually do is if we go back into Blender now and go into just picking one of these guys here, if we just pick the alien disc here, and if we just rotate that on the X by -90, pressing enter, and then do Control A, rotation and scale. Finally, file, export, and we're going to export the FBX, make sure it's got selected objects there, and let's go into our Unity folder. You can see I've created this FBX import. I've been playing around with this Super Tower Defense, assets, models. This was alien disc that we just did, wasn't it? So alien disc FBX. It's going to complain, so let's just do this. Or it's not going to complain, by the way. When I say complain, I mean it's going to go red as a warning to say that you're overwriting an existing file. Definitely got export selected objects. Click Export FBX. And if we go back into Unity now and go to alien disc, I should have shown you the alien disc, shouldn't I, going the right way? But look, can you see it's gone the right way? Let's do it with alien craft and then we can prove it. So let's go. You can see at the moment that's sideways. So spin back into Blender. Select alien craft, RX -90, enter, Control A, rotation and scale, file, export, FBX. I'm guessing we're in roughly the right place. So that's alien discs. Let's go to alien craft, click on alien craft, selected objects, yes, export FBX. And now if we go into Unity, ta-da! It's fixed. It does mean we need to do a little bit of work on the. In fact, what we don't need anymore are these alien disc one and alien craft one, because you may recall what we did was we these are empties, and we effectively set that rotation and scale to 0. Position and rotation to all 0, so that we could use that as the rotation. So let's just delete those now. It's going to complain about it, but that's absolutely fine. Okay. So we have nothing in here now. We still have in our scripts folder, we still have our enemy path route set up. Okay, we could potentially let's just test that out and see if this works now. So let's just grab one of our alien discs. Excuse me, sorry, prefabs. Alien disc. Just drag that in. We will reset that. And you can see it's facing the right way. That is great news, isn't it? It's frustrating that it defaults it to 100, 100, 100, but there we go. In fact, can we apply that? And if we apply that now, hopefully next time we drag it in, it won't give us some weird settings. Okay, right, good. And then what we'll do is we'll go to our scripts folder, click on enemy path, drag that in. It's going to want the path, isn't it? So let's just quickly grab the, you know what we need to do, we need to lock that with the little lock icon. Click on alien disc, click on the lock icon, then grab this lock and drag it into the path. Okay, now if we click play, all things being equal, it'll start moving out. There it is, guys. Okay, slight issue is that it's facing the wrong way. I am much less concerned about that now, because I think what we can probably do is fix that in Blender as well. So that's good news. This is good stuff. So let's quickly click on there. Now let's go back into Blender then, and we will select this fella, and let's have a quick look at it. Which direction would we need to do that to make it face the right way? It's on the. Well, let's quickly have a quick look. Let's just do rotate X, no, Y, yes, that'd be Y 180. Okay, and then Control A, rotation and scale, file, export, FBX, upper level, because this is alien disc, isn't it? There we go, click on export FBX. Okay, and if we go back to Unity now, and now I don't know if that's going to work off the bat. Let's just have a look. It is. There we go. I love Unity in that respect, the fact that it automatically updates any files for you, and now we've got it facing the right way. So the answer to this problem, people, is to rotate it on the X -90 in Blender and on the Y 180. okay, and then do rotation at scale, and then you'll end up with an FBX that imports correctly into Unity. If there is another cleaner way and I'm missing something really stupid, please stick it in the comments, and I'll gladly receive that. So let's quickly do that with the alien craft as well. Well, this doesn't really have a front, does it? But we'll just do it anyway. RY180, enter. And you can see there, so we just need to reset that rotation. Control A, rotation and scale. File, export, FBX, alien craft. Make sure it's the selected objects. Click export FBX, and we are happy again. Where's Unity? There we are. Great stuff. Now then, this is good. We have our what did our did I delete that? Excuse me if I did. I don't recall deleting it. And then we'll just drag that script in to there again. I don't remember deleting that, guys. Apologies, sorry. And then click on the path. I'm getting quite the hang of this now. I don't know if you saw, but I clicked the lock there and then just drag it into path and unlock it. Okay. Let's just run that again. Make sure we're not doing anything weird. Here it comes. We're happy. Alien disk is looking good, facing the right way. Lovely. Right, so, but we only have one, okay? And what we really want to do, obviously, is have this in waves, if you like, a wave of 4 or 5. There's one actually thing I might just do as well. I just think it's a little bit big. So let's just quickly resize that to, I think 0.75 is a value I wanted to play with. Let's change these on the alien disk here to 0.75. You'll notice that I'm changing it in the hierarchy view here. So it won't actually change the prefab, but what you can do over here is you just click apply, and what that'll do now is that'll maintain its prefabs. It'll apply that to the prefab as well, so that when you drag it in, it'll always be 0.5. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. The one was a bit big, and this is a good thing, so you can rescale these things. There we go. Okay. Right, sorry, where was I? We are going to get on to creating a wave. Now I had a little bit of a play with this, and what I thought I might do is I might try and set up a new class that defines what a wave is. So how many, the type of enemy that's going to be in that wave, how many there are going to be, and their speed. So let's get cracking with that. Let's just stop this. Right, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to define what this wave is. Let's create this script now. Create C# script, and we'll call this enemy wave. Okay, and this is going to define what the wave itself is, how many of them are going to be, what speed they are, and the type of enemy that is going to be coming through on that path. So let's quickly double click on there and have a look at it in MonoDevelop. Here we go. This pesky line ending error. Let's set up a few variables. The first thing we're going to have is a public game object, enemy game object. Okay, and then we'll have a public int enemy count. And we'll default it to 10. Alright, and then we'll have a public float wave speed equals 1f, and then we'll have a public, and then we'll have a public float. What was the other one? Delay between enemy game objects, between enemy spawns. Let's call it between enemy spawns, and we'll say equals 2f, 2 seconds, right, between each one arriving. Okay. One thing I'm going to put as well is what I thought I'd do with this class to make it a little bit more flexible is say something along the lines of potentially we would want this not just to have the same enemy over and over again. We might want to have different types of enemy coming in one particular wave. Right now we'll keep it simple, but what I want to do is I want to make this class flexible enough that we can do that later. So what I'll do is I'll say private int enemies remaining. Okay, and then in the start method we'll say enemies remaining equals enemy count. Okay, so we're going to set it to that many there, and then we're going to have a public boolean enemies remaining, and that's going to return enemy count is greater than 0. Okay, so what we're saying here is if there's enemies remaining, i.e. if they are greater than if there is more than one enemy, then or one or more enemies, then it will return true. Okay, now I don't know why that's throwing me an error. Public boolean enemies. It doesn't tell me what the error is, does it? Return enemy counts greater than 0. Let's do Control S. Pop into Unity. Unity might give me a better clue what that error is. The enemy wave already contains a definition for it. It's probably because I've used the same thing. I'll just call it. Are there are enemies remaining. There we go. Okay, and then what down here will say as well is public get next enemy. Okay, and what that's going to do is that's going to it's going to set the enemy count, enemies remaining minus minus, and it's going to return the enemy game object. Enemy. And you're thinking, well, what's the point of that? Why don't I just do it every time? And you'd be absolutely right. Public game object. It's going to return a game object. You'd be kind of right, but what the idea here is that we can maybe make this a little bit more funky later on, and actually perhaps that get next enemy could be enhanced to, depending on which index it is, it's going to return an alien craft or maybe an alien disc. Heck, we can maybe even adjust the speed, but for now we're going to do that. Okay, so there we go. So we've got ourselves an enemy wave. That's lovely. So the way I would probably do this is along the lines of spinning back into here, is create an empty. And then in that empty, I'll call it wave 1. What wave 01, shall we say wave 01? And in there, I would drag my enemy wave. Okay, and then we would where are we? I was expecting to see a lot more information than that in there. Enemy wave. Why is half the stuff not there? Did I press Control S? Let's press Control S. Make sure it's. I was expecting to see a lot more data than that. Is it throwing an error? Let's put this error. Excuse me. That'll teach me to do too much Java. Control S. There we go. That's probably going to be better now, isn't it? And hope with any luck, there we go. We've got our things here. And what we can quickly do is go to prefabs, grab our alien disk, and pop that into the enemy game object there, and we can assume these are going to be the rest. Okay, the enemy count will be 10, the wave speed will be 1, and the delay is 2. Let's just keep it at that for now. Right, this is a good start. So we've got ourselves an enemy wave. So what we need to do now is have a tool that will allow these waves to start generating. So let's create another one. We'll call in here in the scripts folder. We'll create another C# script, and we'll call this enemy wave handler. Do that. Enemy wave handler. There we go. Okay, and what this is going to do, let's just double click that, and what it'll have is it'll have a public enemy wave array of enemy waves. Okay. What else do we need? I don't think we need anything else from this for now. Let's just give that a go and see how that works. Yes, convert the line endings. Okay, let's just have a quick peek at that. And we'll go into here. What we could do is actually, let's just do this. Let's just Control D that. So we'll create a copy. Just call that wave 02. And in there, we'll go to our prefabs, and we'll just copy alien craft in there. Okay, so we've got 2 waves. In fact, let's create an empty to contain them all. We'll call it waves. Drag that, grab those 2, and pop them in there. We don't need the alien disk anymore. Okay. So we've got our let's just reset its position. In fact, none of these really need a position, do they? Doesn't matter where they are because they're just empties. But the point being that they contain the enemy wave script. Okay, so now we've got. I think I did create my enemy wave handler. There it is. And if we have another empty here and reset its location, I don't know why I bother, but there we go. Here, F2, enemy wave handler. And that's going to have the enemy wave handler script in it, which in turn I'm going to lock this and grab my waves and just select those 2 and drag it in. There you go. You can see you've got wave 1 and wave 2. So now this enemy wave handler script is going to be responsible for spawning each of the waves and and getting all of the objects. So let's crack on with that. Let's spin back into enemy wave handler. Okay, and let's take a quick look at enemy wave. I'm going to be winging it a bit here. Let's make sure we understand what's going on. So we're going to say along the lines of so we'll put current wave equal if int current wave equals 0, and then we don't need to worry about that. And then we're going to say if brackets we'll say hang on, yeah, and we'll say something also along the lines of float time last enemy game object spawned. Okay, and then here we'll say time last enemy object spawned equals time dot time. Yep, time in seconds. There we go. Okay, so we're going to say float next object due equals enemy waves current wave dot delay between enemy spawns. There we go. Next object due delay. Okay, and that's going to give us a float. And if we're going to say if time dot time minus time is greater than next object due delay. Okay, are we almost there with that? That looks reasonable. So we're saying if the current time minus the time last enemy spawned is greater than the next object due delay, as in greater than 2 seconds, then we will do the following. We will run the instantiate script, and for this I'm probably going to need to instantiate game object. In fact, that might be all you need. I think you can put vector 3 position. I'll quickly spin over to Trusty here. We'll just type instantiate into here, make sure I know what I'm doing. So we're satisfied. No object.instantiate, I think that's the one. Quaternion.identity. We can immediately set that to 0, 0, 0. Vector 3.0 and quaternion.identity. No idea what that means, but I'm assuming that means just keep what it was before. Let's do that, and then we'll also say time last enemy spawned equals time dot time. Okay, there's a few things we need to do. I think here we need to say if time dot time is like that, and then we'll also say we'll no, let's just do this first. Well, let's do enemy waves current wave dot get next enemy. There we go. Okay, let's give it a quick try, see how close we're getting with that. Okay, this is in there, it's running, it's going to run every time. Let's quickly spin back to Unity. The best overloaded match for instantiate. What have I done wrong? I thought I had that right. Game object. Okay, let's have a quick look here. Prefab, new vector 3i. I've done that, so it's got 3 values. Instantiate, enemy waves, current wave, get next enemy. Vector 3.0, so in 0 place. Control S. Okay, let's have a quick look at what that is. The best overload method for Unity has some invalid arguments. What did I put? Put quaternion.identity. New vector 3, I shouldn't have to worry about that. Let's just quickly do that. Let's just make sure. New vector 3, or maybe that wasn't. Maybe vector 3.0, I'll just 0, 0, 0. How's that? Control S. Now, how's it? Is it happy now? No. 1 second. Excuse me, I missed something very, very obvious. I should have put the brackets in. That's all it was, putting those brackets in there. Okay, enemy waves, current wave, get next enemy. Okay, so let's Control S there, and then we'll spin back into Unity and just see if this even comes close to working. Let's see. It has, look, it's created them, and it's going to keep doing this forever. Okay, it's going to create these every 2 seconds. We're off to a good start. One of the things we'll need to do now is add the interesting, a lot of errors here. Enemy path route dot update. Is those prefabs got? Hang on, I'm on the lock here. Right, so we need to remove that. I'm going to remove these. I'm going to reset that alien disk, and if Alien Crafter's got it, which he hasn't, I'm going to remove all of these scripts that I seem to have. Let's quickly apply that. Oh, it's okay. I'm doing it in the prefab, so it looks like it does it for me. Okay. Yep. Okay. I was not expecting that to have those scripts attached. They do not, because I want to attach them manually. Lovely. Right. Let's try again. Just keeping an eye on the console. Yeah, there we go. And you can see they're being created. This is good, but it's not. A couple of problems. Number one, I think it's going to do it forever. Okay, so let's just do a few things here. And then so this is going to return. That's going to return the next one there. So we're going to say. We're going to add the path to this, so it's going to try and go along it. So let's do that first. We're going to say so we're going to say game object. Enemy game object. Hang on. Yeah, enemy game object is fine. Equals. There's game object. There we go. Okay. So that's going to be fine there, and then we can say enemy game object dot add component, and we want to add the excuse me, flipping over to scripts, the enemy path route. This one here. This is the one that makes it go along the route. But the problem is that at the moment that if we just add it, it won't know which path to use. So we'll just bear with me. Let's just do this. I think you can say that enemy path route. Let's quickly do Control S. Go in here. Any errors? I saw this last time, and I'm just going to say I made a backup. Go ahead. Okay, there's no errors there. Now I expect this now to throw some pretty nasty errors because it's going to complain that I've added that, but that will have a null enemy path, won't it? So let's just double see. If I quickly click over to console, yeah, it's going to be unhappy with that. So one of the things this enemy wave handler is going to need is it's going to need to know the path to go along. So let's quickly spin back into enemy, and we'll have it up here. Public. Oh, not there. Interesting, it's made a change for us there. Look, it's done that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll have a public transform path. Okay, do Control S there. If we spin over to enemy wave handler, so what we will do is we will click on the lock icon there. We will grab the path here and just drag them into the path on the enemy wave handler. There we go. Okay, and now on the enemy wave handler script, we can say here enemy path, and also we can say we'll have to say enemy path route EPR, something like that, yeah, as enemy path route, and then we'll have to say EPR.path equals path. Let's see if that works. So we're setting a public variable. We haven't set the speed or anything, have we? We probably could do that, couldn't we? EPR.move speed, that's it, equals it's going to be the it's going to be the game. It's going to be the enemy waves current wave. Was it not current? Not current wave. Dot. Can I find it, or do I need to go over there? I think what I called it was it move speed. Let's quickly have a look. Enemy wave, wave speed. There we go. Okay. EPR move speed. Okay, let's try that. See how we get on. It's doing something, and would you believe it is working? There we go. We have ourselves a wave of enemies. There's going to be a slight problem, because although we've set the wave, this is going to go on forever. Because remember, we set the count, but at no point do we actually check to see if the count is greater than 0. Okay, so there we go. So okay, so what we'll do that's rather cool, isn't it, them bouncing around. So what we will do is we will say, where did we put it? Was somewhere about here, wasn't it? The get enemy game object equals enemy waves current wave. So we'll just say if brackets enemy waves current wave dot has, what do we call it? There are enemies remaining. If not, okay, brackets. So brackets. We'll say something along the lines of current wave plus, right? Okay. I don't know if you see this here, but this is the important thing. This current wave get next enemy. What that's doing is that's returning the object, but it is enemy wave, but it is decreasing the enemies remaining there. You see, so we can call this there are enemies remaining. If it gets to the end, then current wave plus. So now, what we might expect to see is a whole what was it? 10 alien discs and then 10 alien crafts. Here they come. Maybe I should up the speed. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's quite exciting. There's no delay between the waves, but that doesn't matter for now. We can work on tweaking that. The important thing is this thing's going up. Well, there's 10. Okay, that is not increasing 1 iota. The other possibility. Let's just. Yeah, the other possibility is that I didn't do alien disc for the second, alien craft for the second one, but I'm pretty sure that I did. Where are we? We're still on lock, that's why I can't see it. Yeah, alien disc and alien craft. So why hasn't that worked? Let's quickly spin back over here. Current wave plus, and we've put the enemy waves in. Current wave plus. Let's just put a debug.log here. And we'll say, yeah, wave complete. Wave complete. Okay, and let's just quickly go back to our waves here, and we'll set wave 1, wave speed, we'll set that to 2. And we'll set that to 2 as well, okay? Make things a bit quicker for us. Click over on the console. Okay, there's going to be a lot of that going on now. Okay, in fact, I'm very tempted to say that reach target, I might remove it. Keep your eyes peeled for wave complete. No, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing them reach their target, but I'm not seeing it reach that. So let's have a quick look and see what we've done wrong with that script here. That's fine. We can keep that there. Let's have a quick look at enemy wave. Enemies remaining minus. Enemies remaining. Look! I put enemy count there, so it's going to be enemies remaining. That's where I've gone wrong. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's going to fix it. We're working with bugs on the fly. This is the way you code. Good luck if the enemies move this quickly. Okay, let's just see. We're waiting for it to hit. Was it 10? I can't remember how. I have not been keeping count. And there we go, guys. It's moved to the second wave. Look, now obviously we need to tweak this to make it have a gap between the waves, and along the lines perhaps put some text up to show this. But you can see that it's actually working now. I'd imagine now what's going to happen any second now is that it's going to blow up because we've. Interestingly though, it keeps spawning them. No, it doesn't. Good. That's it. So we'll probably need to do a check on this one in wave handler. And then we'll say wave complete, current wave plus, and then we'll say if brackets if brackets current wave is equal to enemy waves.count length debug all waves completed. Okay. Now there's going to be a problem here because it's going to say that, which is great and all, but it's not. It's going to just carry on around the next update loop. So we just need to think about that. So we'll just have a thing here for now. This is just a bit of a kind of a hack. Just all waves completed equals false, and then we'll say if if not all waves completed, and then we'll just, was it there-ish? I like that. If not all waves completed, and we'll just set it here, all waves completed equals true. I'm hoping that will now not blow up on us at least. Excuse me, there we go, do that. Okay. Watching it going through, this is all rather cool. High speeds, I'd imagine this would be one of the more tough levels towards the end. And there's those ones. Let's just keep an eye on the console. We must be getting close. Okay. It's hard to see, isn't it, with those reach targets? I'm tempted to... it's not throwing any errors, so I can only assume that has worked. I must admit I missed the all waves completed. I'm looking up now. What we could probably do, thinking about it, is this game object is destroy it. For now, destroy game object. So I can destroy this, so we don't need to worry about calling it anymore. Not that it's going not that doing a boolean shit like that's going to take any time at all. And that, guys, is where I'm going to stop this walkthrough. We did a couple of things today that I brushed over, but I hope make some sense. We instantiated a new enemy game object. Okay, using this current wave.get next enemy, which you may remember that we did this here, which effectively just returns the same object over and over again, but it decreases the number of enemies remaining. Okay, and then we did this rather cool thing of actually adding a script component to that object that we created, and set up the default variables for it, the move speed and the path, so that on the next update it would carry along on its way. So that was really it. So I hope that made some sense, and I hope that you can see that we're making really good progress now. On the next piece, what I'm actually going to do is set up the turrets and get them pointing at these enemies and start firing. And then once we're comfortable that the turrets are doing what they should be doing, we'll start working on some particle effects to make them fire at these things. And let's start putting some damage on this on these enemies and make them explode if they run out of health. Thank you very much for watching. As always, loving the likes and subscribes and the comments, so please keep that coming. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.